Family of Bree Jonson hopes the wheels of justice will turn for the late 30-year-old artist. Jonson was found dead last September 18th in a hostel room she last shared with Julian Ongpin, the son of the former trade minister and businessman Roberto Ongpin. Joining us tonight from Davao is the mother of Bree, Mrs. Sally Jonson. Mrs. Jonson, thank you so much for joining us. My deepest sympathies on the passing of Bree. Can you share with us when she will be laid to rest?
Oh, okay. Tomorrow is the interment on 29th. We'll have the mass at the Ascension Shrine at 2 p.m. And then we'll proceed to Davao Memorial Park. And we'll have another mass there until she's finally be laid to rest.
And Mrs. Jonson, the president's spokesperson said President Duterte has offered help and is asking authorities to look into your daughter's death. Has anyone from Malacanang reached out to you regarding this?
I was actually surprised. Someone told me that finally the spokesperson said that the President Rodrigo Duterte is going to look into this case of Bree, no? But and I had an interview this morning, and it was the reporter who told me about it. So I checked the internet, I Googled it, and yes, I even, actually before checking it, during the interview, I already thanked the president, if it's true, no? So I already thank him for doing so, because I've been waiting for that. I've been waiting for him to do something about this case.
But no contact whatsoever from the president's office or from the presidential spokesperson?
No.
Tell us, Mrs. Jonson, how would you want the president to help your family and give justice to Bree?
Okay. Actually, as I've already said in my past interviews, that the murder of my daughter, that's very hard to prove. When murder is very hard to prove. So the investigation will just continue. But then again, my call actually is to look into the existing, the biggest case of the drug case of I'm sorry, I'm losing my voice, of Julian Ongpin, which is the drug. And yes, he tested positive for drug use, and he was found with illegal possession of a 12.6 cocaine. That alone is already a case. And it's not just my fight, it is the fight of the country, you know. And it is everybody's fight. It was Rodrigo's fight, the fight of the droga. And it is a warrantless arrest and non-bailable case. So what happened there? They released Julian, and then, okay, they released Julian, then why not get Julian again? So what's PNP is doing? What are the kapulisan is doing?
Right now, Mrs. Jonson, Julian is on the immigration lookout order. Has it given your family an update on his whereabouts and if he is still in the country?
No, actually, that ILBO and HDO, I was the one. I came in from Vancouver, September 20th at 4 a.m. And then I made a letter, like in the morning of Tuesday, addressed to the frontliners of the DOJ, no. So, and then when I had that interview with Karen Davila, and then I called out their attention and I said, oh, I sent an email to you. Please check your email.
Yeah.
Kasi, yeah. And then
are police
Karen
authorities, you think, Mrs. Jonson, giving Julian Ongpin special treatment in this case because his father is a very influential and rich man, Roberto Ongpin?
Yes, I think so. Because every time the PNP make a statement, it seems like it favors the Ongpin. And it's not good, right? So I was just like so surprised with PNP. Every time they make a statement, it always favors the Ongpins. It's not really fair.
Has anybody from the Ongpin family tried to reach out to you, Mrs. Honson?
No, nobody, nobody. But I did invited him because in one Facebook post of Julian Ongpin, he said that he loved Bree very much and that they were on a relationship for 2 months. And then so if that's so, and if you are clean, you're not guilty of anything with the death of my daughter, then come out. See my daughter, And to Bobby Ongpin, if you think your son didn't do anything, no, why are you in hiding?
During the 2 months, during the relationship and your conversations with Bree, whether through be a phone call or via Zoom, did she ever introduce to you? Did you ever get to meet Julian Ongpin?
No, actually no. I know all the past boyfriends of my daughter. So I was so surprised when that particular person who informed me that my daughter is dead already. And then then he said that Bree was with Julian. And I said, "Who's Julian?" And I said, "Bree's boyfriend." "No, I don't know him. Brianna never told me anything about Julian." So I was so surprised. And then I Googled this guy and then, oh, okay. And he owns a gallery. And then, so that's it. And then I don't know anything about this Julian.
And what did Bree tell you about Julian? And what did her friends tell you about Julian Ongpin? What kind of a person was he?
Bree didn't say anything about Julian. But the friends, when I met the friends, they say that they have warned Bree about this guy, that he is a bad guy. He's a bad reputation. So I don't know why Bree didn't listen to her, and also heard from her friends, from Bree's friends, that this guy has been like, eyeing her, Bree, since 2017, but then he cannot get the opportunity to really pursue Bree because Bree has boyfriends at that time.
Right.
And then, yeah.
But Mrs. Honson, Julian claims Bree ended her own life. What can you say about this?
For a person that has so much plans, so excited to go to La Union, to have her own artist residence there. So would you take your life? In fact, when they partied, they wanted to retire early kasi Bree has like an expedition with another artist friend, David Locran, at 9 a.m. And then he also told Jerry that he asked Jerry to help her find an apartment, right, because her reservation at Flotsam Resort is just one night, and her apartment that she rented, that she planned to stay for quite some time in La Union, is for renovation. She asked for a renovation. So Bree asked Jerry, her friend, to look for a temporary apartment. So for a person who has lots in mind and so excited, I don't think
why would she like to take her life?
Right?
That's true, Mrs. Honson. If Julian or his family, the police, the Department of Justice are watching us right now, what would you like to tell them, Mrs. Honson?
Okay. To PNP, please be fair. No, I haven't seen, it seems to me that you are the legal counsel of the Ongpins. And in your last statement, General Peralta, you even said that he is depressed and all. Now, I didn't know you're now a psychiatrist of Julian. And it's so sad, no? I was so disappointed with PNP. And then to
What about to the Ongpin family? What would you like to tell them, Mrs. Jonson?
yeah, number one, as a parent, I would like to say something. I would like to tell Bobby Ongpin, if you think your son didn't do anything, don't hide him. And eh, if you think that he is clean, don't hide him. But then he has a case, the drug case. It is a fact now. Help your son. Bring him out. It's the least that you can do to your son if you really love him before he can, harm another person there.
Mrs. Jonson, we would like to thank you for joining us on The Final Word and our deepest condolences.
Thank you very much.
Sally Jonson, the mother of the late artist Bree Jonson.